So what if I told you you couldn't put salt in your cooking? Or maybe you couldn't put anything sweet in any of the recipes you're making? How would that affect you as a chef? Well, I'm sure you're kind of going, wait a minute, my food wouldn't taste that great. Exactly. Because we all grew up learning that there are 4 basic tastes in our mouth, right? We all know it's sweet, sour, salty, and bitter. And we believe that for a long time until along comes this thing called umami. And what we discovered is that umami is indeed the 5th taste, which means that inside of our mouth, we have the ability to perceive the 5 different tastes. And that's kind of important because each taste has a reason for being there. So for instance, if I'm eating something sweet, what that's telling my body is it's all about calories and it's about consuming energy. Or if I'm, let's say, eating something bitter, well, what that's transmitting to my brain is that, be careful, maybe that's a poison. But through social training, we actually learn to like things that are bitter. What about umami? Umami is made up of that glutamic acid, an amino acid that's one of the building blocks of protein, which means that umami is really our body's way of perceiving or tasting protein. So when we eat something that has umami in it, not only is the message going to our brain that we're consuming protein, but it's also giving this message that, wow, this is really good. Now, interestingly enough, I haven't always believed in umami. In fact, I, like a lot of people, were sort of on the fence if it really existed.
The tongue is the sensory organ responsible for tasting. The tongue is covered with bumps called taste buds, also known as papillae, in charge of collecting information about different tastes and send it to the brain through the taste nerves. There are different types of taste buds grouped in separate parts of the tongue. The basic tastes that taste buds are able to identify are 5: sweet, salty, bitter, sour, and umami. That's it, you heard it right. Umami is the word we use to refer to incredibly delicious foods. The taste buds for sweet are on the tip of the tongue. The salt buds are on either side of the tongue. And the bitter taste buds are in the center of the back of the tongue, near the throat. The umami buds are in the middle of the tongue. The sour buds are located on either side and lower part of the tongue. There are many hints of flavors and savors produced by combining these 5 basic tastes.
When the taste of food lingers in your mouth for a long time and it has like a deep, satisfying feel to it, that's umami. As a chef in the kitchen, I think about salty, sweet, bitter, sour. Those are the tastes that when you're a kid in school, they sort of teach you to think about. The 5th taste that's important to think about is umami. In 1908, Kikuni Ikeda is given credit for discovering umami, naming it, defining it. Supposedly the story is his wife's soup was so good that he was on a scientific mission to figure out what was actually going on there. His wife tells him that it's the kombu and the bonito flakes in the dashi that's giving him this umami sensation. So in investigating the dashi with the bonito flakes and the kombu, he came to the understanding that there's all different types of amino acids naturally occurring in all different ingredients in our food. If you want to get into the real science of it, taste receptors on your tongue respond specifically to the glutamate in your food. Those taste receptors are sending signals to your brain, getting you excited for savory eating. And so the more glutamate in your food, the more of a umami-rich, savory sensation you're going to get. Cultures all over the world have long culinary histories using some sort of umami-rich ingredient, whether you're talking about soy sauce or cheeses or like a lesser history here in America, we have ketchup. There's a long culinary tradition of these from cultures all over the world. MSG stands for monosodium glutamate, and basically it is umami in its purest form. So if you're eating something and it's deeply flavorful, delicious, chances are that's because of umami.
Creamy, soft.